You know, when you set an intention or you have a goal that you need to achieve or want to achieve, and all of a sudden you find yourself getting distracted, sort of like squirrel. It's like that character, Doug the dog in the movie Up. The reason that we find that so funny is because it's a real thing. We relate to it because it actually shows up in our human imperfect lives. So, how can that really show up? Well, for some of you, it might look like I have to go clean out the car right now. It's a mess and it would be embarrassing to have anybody in there. And yes, that is way more important than doing that proposal or that bid for my new client. Or for some of you, maybe it looks like, look at my garden. It's like so overgrown. I need to get out there and start pulling weeds because otherwise it's just going to get worse. And, that's way more important than doing that video for my marketing. And for some of you, maybe you actually go looking for the squirrel, and that is, I got to call that friend. That friend is in dire straits right now, and I'm going to be a good friend, and I know that I can help them fix it. And so I'm going to go give them a call right now versus doing that one thing that you could be doing to move the needle forward in your business. Procrastination is a habit. The good news is we can replace it, but that's the key, is we actually need to replace it. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, you got to notice your squirreling. Notice the squirrel. And then the next is look for what's underneath it for you. So I'm going to offer a couple of tips here in this video. I also am going to give you access to an ebook that can go deeper into these things and will offer a lot more. But this is how it can show up. So one is maybe you're afraid. Maybe it's a fear that shows up. And it can sound like, I can't do this on my own. But what if you can, and you just haven't figured it out yet? Or if you can't, go ask for help. And for some of you, that's a hard thing too. And that's another video that I can get to later. For some of you, it's a form of self-abuse and you're beating yourself up because it sounds like, why is this not done? This should have been done already. And then you end up procrastinating while you're beating yourself up about the fact that it's not done yet. So some quick tips to overcome that. One is, for those of you that it looks like this big, hairy objective, break it up into smaller bite-sized pieces and just focus on one little task at a time. And I promise you, when you just do that one first task, once you get it completed, you'll move on to the next. And that's where it starts to create some momentum. How this can also show up is there's two kinds of people in the world. One is some of you are good at starting something, but not finishing things. And some of you are good at finishing, but you have a really hard time getting that ball rolling. So for those of you that have a hard time getting even started, just focus on one thing, just one small thing that will get you started. And I promise you that will start to create that momentum and get that ball rolling. So I know I've thrown a lot out at you right now. The ebook will fill in some gaps. We'll share a little bit more information with you. It even talks about some of the belief systems and the myths around those belief systems. For those of you that are ready for something more, because you see procrastination showing up in how that is an obstacle to you and your business, send me a DM, contact me. Let's have a conversation. And in the meantime, thanks for listening about Doug the dog and Operation Procrastination Squirrel. And I look forward to seeing you next time.